Hi, this is Kevin with KGM JAM, owner of Pro Advertisers Club, a totally free site to advertise. Go to proadvertisersclub.com, join for free today, and start advertising for free. Okay, here I am on my eBay store. This is my first video on the store. I've been doing a lot of shorts. Just go to eBay, type in KGM JAM, and it will pop up. And this, I've had this for 10 years. And when I opened it up was way back in 2011, 2012, and I had a lawn business. And my boss, or not my boss, but a guy I did some properties for, took care of them, the properties, he would occasionally have me go empty out a house from a renter that had, just abandoned the house type thing. And he would tell me, just clean it out and keep whatever you want, throw away the rest. And so I would throw it on eBay. And then I started, as I was driving around, I would also pick up, metals and stuff to recycle. Then I'd find stuff in the garbage to resell. And then I closed it to go into truck driving. And then I got back out and been of truck driving and started eBaying. I think it was after COVID is when I started eBaying again. And then I closed it because I ran out of stuff to sell. I was selling stuff from my trucking business that I sold and stuff that was in my storage unit. And I just ran out of stuff that, that I thought would sell. So I should close it down again. So now I'm starting it back up. And I've got about 25 items on there right now. So that's how I got 196 items sold. I've only got 4 followers. And anybody who's done any eBay, it's kind of hard to get followers. It really is. So here's what I got listed. Now, a lot of these have reposted already because they didn't sell the first time. I think I've sold like 6 items since I opened it. And I never really closed it. I was always paying the $5 to keep. I got the 250 item one. So anyway, here's what I got. I just posted this last night. I'm trying to post at least 1 item a day. I try to do more when I get a chance, but I'm also going to have to find product to put on here, right? I was at Goodwill last night, and this was factory sealed game, and I think they were selling it for $2.99. So I grabbed it and threw it on here, see what happens. We'll pay attention to that. I'm going to try to do a video once a week. But I'm putting everything on auction for 7 days, and I've sold 3 or 4 Lego items so far. And all these Lego items are coming from a 17-pound bag I bought from Goodwill. And then I've just been breaking it up and organizing it. And most of the stuff is vintage, but most of it was owned by a kid because there's some junk on them and drawing, and like these right here. You might not be able to see in the picture, but some kid took it and drew on that, and there's white out on this. But, it is what it is. It's a child's toy, so, nothing to be shocked about. This guy I found in the garbage also. Somebody had put it on the curb. But anyway, so I made a short the other day about how I look at garbage as inventory, and so should you. Some people are too proud for that, and I understand. It's not for everybody. But if you just keep your eyes open and take what the world gives you, and you're respectful, and I always ask the person when they're home if I can have what they're doing. If they're not home, I make sure I don't leave a mess. You got to be careful, and you got to make sure it's on the curb. Some people kind of stretch the curb thing, but you can do quite well. Example, this Calvin Klein purse. It's got some damage to it, but it's brand new, never been used, unwrapped. So it's got the paper in the side, and the lady had put that out with a bunch of other stuff, and I grabbed some of it, and I'm going to try to sell it. Same thing with the clothes. And then I'll pick up stuff at Goodwill, like a lot of people do in garage sales. But that's going to be your number one problem if you just open up a store is, how do you find product to put on there? Well, the first and best part is your own home, but that will run out quick, especially, there's only so much stuff that you'll want to get rid of, and then only so much of that stuff will sell, and you'll start looking for other stuff. So the more you've been around eBay, it seems to be there's a given try to get to 1,000 items, 800 to 1,000. That's the best for the algorithm. You sell 1 to 2 a day. But I look at it, it's the road to finding 1,000 items that don't sell. That's how I look at that. Because in order for you to have 1,000 listings, unless you can do them all in one day, means that over time you've built up 1,000 items that have not sold. Now that's not entirely true because your listing is some are selling, but it is a good goal. I'm just saying the way to look at it is like don't get into that rut where you feel like I got to get this out of the garbage because I got to have something to put on eBay. Can you get lucky and it surprises you and they start bidding on it? Yeah, sure, but doesn't happen very often. Second thing is you don't want to get into the mind frame where you're buying things, just be buying them to put them on eBay. You want to learn what's valuable, what sells, and what doesn't. And that's going to take time. You got to study. I don't know. This is why I'm making the videos, is showing the progression on how I do and what I learn. Okay. And I'm going to show you something though that I learned real quick and that's the shorts. You might have seen some of my shorts if you're here at all. Let me go show you something. Now it hasn't translated to any new followers, but here's what it's translated into. So where's manage my store? Okay, so let's go there. And let's go to performance and let's go to traffic. Now eBay's supposed to be getting you traffic, right? It does the best. It does what it can, whatever I guess you're paying for or whatever. But this is something you can do on your own, guys. Now, here's where I did my first short on May the 2nd. And here, look at this. This is traffic. And anybody knows it's in sales. Traffic is huge because it's a guarantee, not a guarantee, but for so many views will be so many sales. If that makes any sense. Okay. But to have what I had, look at this, nothing. Now, I wasn't selling anything here either, but I wasn't doing the shorts here either, and it's still nothing. There was whatever this was. I think this is the paid promotion, which is 10% on average. And you don't pay for that until you sell the item. But that's 10%, so you got to make sure you work that into the price. But anyway, but look what I have been able to do with the shorts. And all you do is you go to the YouTube. Here, I'll show you. It's simple as shit. They've made it very, well, it's on the phone. I got to go on the phone to show you how to do it. Let me just tell you. Let me see if I can tell you. If you go on the phone, down on the bottom, there's a little plus symbol. If you click on that, it's going to take you to a recording page. On the right-hand side, it has the number 15. You can do 15 seconds or 60 seconds. Okay? You click on that. You record. You stop. You can add music if you want. You have to make a video on how to do that. But I'm just saying it's real quick, and then you upload it, and then I go into the YouTube page, the actual site, to add it and make it public. But I keep it unlisted until then, just to double check and make sure, and make sure the video is okay and stuff like that. But it works. I've had 45,000 impressions. What that means is it's been in front of somebody 45,000 times. It doesn't mean that they have looked at or clicked on it. But that's a huge number because impressions translate to views. And here's the page views, almost 300. I got 300 people to look at something that I'm selling that otherwise would not know I even exist. Okay? Do they care? I don't know. And, are these numbers as good as they could be? Or, but it gives me a starting point on how to get people to look. You want eyes on your store. That's how you sell. You want them to follow you so they get notified when you post something. And it just takes time. Some people are better at it than others. Some people are better talkers. Some people are better. I know, people who are doing this are very patient, and they'll spend 3 hours on a listing. I spend 3 minutes, and it shows. It shows. I'm not going to deny it. I just don't want to spend 3 hours on a listing. Quantity sold 5 in the since I started selling here in the last couple of weeks. So to have that many items though, and to have 5 sales is incredible. Good news. you're talking, I've sold 25% of everything I've listed. That's unheard of. Now, it has been some Lego items, have been 3 of them, and 2 of them have been clothes. So, and that's pretty much what I'm going to concentrate on is clothes. And I'll make a video on that when I get a chance. But anyway, you might want to check out making shorts. Just be yourself. Just talk about what you're doing. Maybe if you're in the Goodwill or the garage sale, film what you're looking at, film what you're getting, and you can make a 4-hour video, or you can make a short for less than a minute. Like this is going to be as long as I keep talking video, okay? But this is another way to get people to follow you if they're interested in what you're talking about. Maybe they've been in eBay for years and they want to give you advice. Maybe they're a reseller, so they like to follow people on what you're posting to see, so that they can buy it to resell it. Then you get the average person who buys it to keep it. But, something else I never hear a lot of eBayers talk about. You know who looks for a lot of stuff? The movie studios. And there's a lot of them. There's a lot of people who go through eBay looking for things because they're going to be in the background, or they're going to be on a movie set or a commercial set, or the thousands of different things that the media does. Then you got collectors. So that's just another group that just because, you're like, well, who the hell would want this? You'd be shocked. And why, who knows? So, but as far as getting back to buying to sell, the more you learn about, that's why it's probably best to start on a specific item. Like let's say clothes, and then in the clothes start on shirts, and then on the shirts start on women's shirts. Itemize it to the most smallest amount that you can, and then learn it, because you'll save yourself from buying. If you're finding it in the garbage, I guess it's not a big deal, but it'll save yourself from buying a lot of items that just aren't going to sell or have very low probability of selling. And of course, if you spend $3 on a shirt and you don't sell it for 2 years, that's $3 you can be using elsewhere. So you want to make sure that $3, you're going to try to flip it in less than 2 weeks. The auction's 7 days. And I can't tell you how many times in the past when I've posted an auction and nobody even looked at it the first week. Because remember, back when I was doing it, they didn't have the promotion. They had a former promotion that you could pay per posting. Now you pay only if it sells, which is a tremendous upgrade for everybody. And I think eBay is going to be better off for that too. But I kind of lost my train of thought here. But what I'm saying is, yeah, they didn't have that stuff. They have it now. So you're going to want to be able to look at something and know it's going to sell. Oh, yeah, the 7-day auction. The first week it didn't sell. Then the second week it would sell. And there might be 1 or 2 views on it, but somebody came across it, wanted it, and bought it. Maybe it's somebody helping out who just wants to help out your store. I don't know. Who knows? It's sold. But the point is you don't want to get up to 1,000 items because nothing's sold. You want to get up to it because it takes you 5 years to get to 1,000 items because they're selling as fast as you're posting them. That's the ideal situation. Okay? Now, let me point something out right now. This is a bear market we're in. People are hurting. People are broke. This isn't a, quit your job to start doing this type thing. You might have lost your job, in fact. And if you think you're going to pay your bills doing this, yes and no. If you got some big ticket items that sell and the money goes through and everything works out, yeah, you could make some good money. But let's just talk about the average person. You're not. So my advice is you start off it as a hobby. Just mess around with it, build up your store. Once you get comfortable, you go up to the next level, the $5 store, then the $25 store, go do it that way. And because you might find out you don't even enjoy it. Of course, why would you be doing it if you don't enjoy it? But start it off as a hobby And that's kind of like what I'm doing, because I work full time doing the apps like Uber and DoorDash and all that. But what you want to do is ease into it, learn as much as you can, and then build it up over the next year or two. And something that I've always wanted to do is find a bulk product that I could sell, because that's one listing, guys. If you find 10 pallets of something that sells and you can list it one time and people just keep buying it, I've never been able to do that on eBay. I've known people who have. I got some family members who have, and they're doing very well. And good luck at getting them to tell you anything. They don't want to tell you nothing, because then they know you'll go buy it and sell it. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta do your own research on it. But that's the type of thing, because the worst thing you could do in that situation is buy 10 pallets of something that doesn't sell. Because you're talking, you spent $2,500. It's sitting in your warehouse or your garage. And so just start off small. Post stuff in your house that you want to get rid of. Post stuff if you're at a friend's house. Hey, you got anything you want to get rid of? I got an eBay store. Yeah, here, take it. Put it on there. Try not to get involved, though, where you're including them. If they want to give it to you so you can sell it, fine. But if you start selling for people, I wouldn't recommend it, because it can get real, like some of these items that I sold, I made $2 on. So you go try to give $1, and it's going to trust me, it'll turn into a fight, because they think you're, I want more than that. Okay, yeah. So I would stay away from that. But that's going to be your big problem, is coming up with inventory. And if you can master that, and that is what everybody's always struggling with, is inventory. Good inventory, that's the biggest problem. So anyway, that's it for right now. I'm going to make a video once a week to give you an update. Let's go look at my numbers real quick. Performance summary. And then we'll look at it every week to see how I'm doing. Like I said, I'm going to try to post one thing a day, at least. Sometimes I've done 3. But so this year I've done 111 and 39 cents. I just started a couple weeks ago. So that's still pretty good, though. And I've done this before, so I had a little bit of a head start. So we'll keep an eye on that and see how that does. Now, that's before taxes. So after everything that I've paid for, shipping, which the customer paid for, but, I got to take it out of what he pays me. And then I still got to pay tax on that. And let's say that's 30%. So I've really only made $70 profit. But I'm selling $5 items. So that's, one big item can make these numbers look great. Okay. Here's my selling cost, $46, 71% of my total sales. That's only showing $46. Okay. Taxes and government fees, $390. Now that you don't have to worry about. They've already taken that out. I've given $20 to eBay. The final value fees, the standard. Yeah, now I've paid $5 in promotional. It's about 10%. About 10%. Account level fees and adjustments, subscription fee, that's my store that I'm paying $5 a month for. Shipping labels, $25.61. That's all. Now you can't write that off as a tax, I don't believe, because the customer paid for it and you charge for it. But you still you want to show that so you don't pay tax. Yeah, actually, yeah, you're in a way you are getting a tax break, but you're going to show that and subtract it from your total so that you don't have to pay tax on that. Because anyway, I don't want to get into taxes. I'm not a tax guy. That's somebody else you'd have to get into. Net sales, it's showing $14.88. Okay, so that's off the 64. So you're talking almost 80%. 60%, 70%. You want to stay above standard as much as possible. And as far as, I don't do returns, but I always talk to people. If they send me a thing, and be honest with them, and if they start throwing a fit, and depending what's going on, sometimes it is just better to keep the customer happy type thing. I don't think you're going to run into that problem on dollar items, but if you start selling big item stuff like 100, you will get people who buy things and then you know, you're going to have to either pay to ship it back to you or whatever. But as I do that, I'll let you know. I've got 3 messages right now. Let's go look at it. Yeah, now this is the set that I sold to the guy, and he got it last night. And hi, I received this today. I was pretty alarmed how dirty everything was. Many things seemed to be coated in something, and some had hard stuff crusted. Also, I was aware that there was a broken axe, as you made it easily seen. I was, however, not aware that one of the shields was broken, as it was not shown in a photo or listed in the description. This is what he bought. I'm not a Lego guy, so I'm trying to group things together, and evidently these are accessories for the minifigures. And what he was talking about was a broken axe, but he saw that, so he was okay with that. He knew that, but he wasn't aware of a broken shield, because that broken shield was an extra shield that I was going to throw away, and I put it in there thinking, because I saw a video where some Lego people will get broken stuff because they want parts that they can use just for them to play with, that they don't have to worry about messing up. You know what I'm saying? So they'll glue it back together or fix it or, whatever, put some tape on it. Who knows? But anyway, so it was just an extra thing. I failed to mention that to him. But he had a legit, claim about the dirtiness. Now, I pointed out to him that in my detail, it said used and unwashed, because you can take the Lego pieces and soak them in. I mean, you can spend hours doing it, wash it, clean it. I'm not selling it for hardly anything, so I don't want to spend all that time. I could have sold each individual piece if I did that, and I just don't have the time. Some people are into that kind of thing, so I threw it all together. But anyway, so he might contact me back and say something like, "Give me my money back." Who knows? But anyway, I answered him back. You don't want to just ignore people. You want to answer them back. Okay, let's go check to the next message. And I think this is the one I just sold today. Yeah, he was letting me know he got paid. He called me, he contacted me. Always go through eBay. Don't ever go outside of eBay for an email, for a phone call. It will get you banned in a heartbeat. Okay? But anyway, he contacted me through eBay and said, hey, he got this on Friday. He said he wanted to have the money till Thursday. He was getting it for his sister, for her birthday, whatever. That's fine. I don't care. Yeah, pay me whenever. And he did. He paid me yesterday, last night, and I just mailed it off. That's with the 2 shorts that I made. It was actually pretty neat. Now, this thing I found in the garbage. I had stopped by, I had been door dashing and went by this pile that somebody had put out. And let me tell you something. If you ever see Wizard of Oz stuff, grab it. Because Wizard of Oz collectors are very loyal. They're like Disney collectors. And it wasn't worth a lot. I think I got $10 for it. Or no, I got $5 for it. But the box it came in was pretty much destroyed. It was used. And, brand new, they were going for $15 to $20. So whatever. I threw it on there. He bought it. I hope he's happy with it. He knows about the box being destroyed. But that's what I mean by keeping your eyes open. And do I want to find $5 items? No. I want to find $50 items, $100 items. But just learn how to do that, and you can find inventory that way. There's the proof of it right there. Okay, yeah, that's all it for messages. There was a third one, but let's see. Oh, hold on. I can go back to here and check. Oh, that's for, I got to do a survey. Okay. All right. So that's it for right now. If you have any questions, leave it below. If you have any answers or advice, leave it below. Love to hear from both of you. And if you get a chance, go check out Pro Advertisers Club and sign up. It's for free. And come and please follow my store and follow along. At very least, just to see how I do. You can watch me crash and burn. You can watch me make some money. I'm going to be making videos of me going around town and grabbing stuff, type legal stuff. And thank you for your time. I know it's valuable. Appreciate it. Have a nice day.